Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Okay, so as I'm sure all of you are aware, it's Halloween. And, people often think, well, can Muslims celebrate Halloween? So I'll be looking into, kind of where Halloween came from, what it was represented, and what it, kind of means today. And, yeah, if Muslims should really be celebrating this or not. So Halloween first started out as an old pagan tradition, from Celtic times, where spirits were said to come to Earth, and people would make offerings to these spirits in order to gain blessings on their family and their houses, and so on and so forth. And then over time, things changed slightly. So if we fast forward to, say, the 18th and 19th century, it was believed that the spirits of the dead would come back to Earth, and in order to gain vengeance upon someone who wronged them, in order to be able to move on to the afterlife. So people started wearing masks in order to potentially protect themselves from the vengeance of someone who'd already died. And they would then also go around asking for food. I think they called them soul cakes or something to that effect, in order to make offerings to these spirits to appease them, and in return obviously keep the person's house safe from any vengeful spirits of their own. And yeah, however, where the trick or treat came from was obviously the treat part in regards to these offerings that they were making, but trick was because people would actually go around and kind of threaten the families, saying that, if you didn't give us anything, we would damage your house. So that's essentially where it comes from. So essentially it's extortion. So yeah, that's where obviously, like I say, trick-or-treating comes from, and the things of giving sweets and, Halloween masks and all of that come from. It then also became a time of, scaring off any evil spirits that came in, which is why Halloween costumes are generally considered to be scary. And other, historical facts have said that, the people are dressing up as the spirits themselves in order to get treats from people, to, save people's houses from being attacked, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's all kind of a weird mix match of different stories there. Okay, so that's that. So should Muslims celebrate it? Well, the answer is no. It's clearly a pagan tradition. It has its elements in shirk, and as Muslims, we shouldn't be anywhere near something like that. But I know people are going to be saying, well, it's, modern day, people don't really look at it that way anymore, it's just a bit of harmless fun. Okay, well, in Sunan Abu Dawud, the hadith is said where those who imitate a disbelieving people will be from them. That's that type of thing that hadith is mentioning, celebrating festivals like that. Because even though the festival may not have any religious significance anymore, it still has its elements and its history from, pagan shirk roots. So yes, as Muslims, we can't do that. And any Muslim who does potentially runs the risk of being raised up as a disbeliever upon the Day of Judgment. So, if you truly fear Allah, you need to kind of stay away from those festivals. Another reason why you shouldn't really be celebrating Halloween is because of the fact that people will tend to use it nowadays as an excuse to party. So if you're walking around with your children trick-or-treating, or if they're out by themselves, they could be running into people that are drunk, they could be running into people that are on drugs, and yeah. So also there's the safety issue of it as well. Hopefully no one ends up drunk driving, but yeah. But also another reason is, and this is going to sound horrifically sexist, so ladies, apologies in advance, but a lot of women use it as an excuse to dress in something sexy and revealing. I don't really see how that's supposed to be Halloween related, but they do. And obviously you could potentially also be having to answer some very awkward questions from your children as to, why certain people are dressed like that, or they may be exposed to certain things that they probably shouldn't be seeing in general anyway, but as Muslims, but especially if they're young, they could be exposed to seeing things like that as well. So, yeah, overall, it is just better as Muslims that we, like I say, just stay away from these type of things. However, I understand that some of you probably may have young children, and so if they're going to school, it could be a case of, well, how come everyone else got sweets but I didn't? But they may not be mature enough yet to understand, like I said, the hadith that I quoted, or about shirk or anything like that. Okay, so how far have they come along with Quran memorization or just studying in general? How are their grades looking? Are they doing well? Give them a reward. Sweets make a good reward for kids. So yeah, it's not haram specifically just to give your children sweets on this day, because Halloween is celebrated on different days all over the world. So yeah, as long as you're not doing it because of Halloween, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you want to make sure your child doesn't feel left out, give them candy. Just give them it for a different reason. Give it because they've been doing good, like I said, memorizing Quran, or in their Islamic studies, or just in their grades in total. Plus, it gives them an incentive to keep doing well as on top of that. So yeah, guys, that's essentially why as Muslims we should not celebrate Halloween, only obviously because of its shirky pagan festivals roots, but also because of the fact that it's not something that was legislated by Allah, and then potentially by engaging in it we can end up becoming one of the disbelievers upon the Day of Judgment. So really, it's just better safe than sorry not to do it. But yeah, guys, that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, peace.